on multiple occasions.
Get out!
He does that whole, huh? I can't hear you. It's too loud in here thing.
100.7 W.
Who am I if I'm not on the air? You know, what do I always say? If it didn't happen on the air, it didn't happen. Yet, when we're in here merely talking to the people listening on the iHeartRadio app or on our YouTube live stream, because something's happened with the transmitter, I know that we're here. I know that we're talking to each other. I know everything started working again as soon as it pays the bills, baby. But we're back now, and everything's fine. Alan, I paid $5,000, and I just want to make sure that I got tickets to the right event. It's Admiral Whimsy's Hovering Flotilla, correct?
Nailed it.
You were absolutely right. That's right. Not flotilla. I've heard people say flotilla before. It can be very confusing, but no, a flotilla, I think, is a group of ships, right? I mean, we've only got one. We've got the brand new Lady Caroline. I think a flotilla is like a fleet. We don't have that. Now, I would love in the future, you know, we did have a bit of a hiccup because of the pandemic, as with so many other similar events. Obviously, this is our first Alan Cox Show cruise in 4 years, since 2019. So, yes, eventually, as we get this back up and running, I would love for it to be Captain Fun's flotilla, where it would be just, you know, again, I don't know how many boats they have down there. They got a couple. Lady Caroline is just one. They have a small fleet down there, yeah?
Oh.
I don't know. I mean, they've decommissioned the Nautica Queen. And even further back, I believe they decommissioned the Nautica King. Was that a boat ever down there?
The Nautica King?
Yeah. Was that a...
No. This is one of those times where it favors the women.
Because they still have they still have other boats down there, yeah? Isn't there one called the Good Time? Which, by the way, you are really putting all your eggs in one basket if you call your boat the Good Time. Because invariably, you're going to have somebody that's like, it was okay. But Lady Caroline, that's smart. Because it's clearly named after somebody, probably, you know. But that's where we'll be on Saturday afternoon. Your Cleveland Guardians have tonight off. They only took one out of that 4-game series against the Detroit Tigers. Here at home, at Progressive Field, they lost thrice, including last night 4-1. That's got a sting. But they'll stay at home and be back on the field tomorrow against the LA Dodgers. 7:10 is the first pitch tomorrow, so 6:40 is when all that pregame action will begin.
Alan, baby, Corey in Tavern Springs. Excited for a Monday. Just got out of work myself. Still listening to the podcast from last week because I'm a crazy person. Got you guys going 24/7.
Love that.
Basically.
Boy, I like that. Just listen to this 24/7. That's what I like.
Keep it on.
Catching up on Friday and people talking about your wacko items, the peach and lettuce, whatever sandwiches, and people coming to you actually surprised.
By the way, it wasn't a peach and lettuce sandwich. It was a BLP. It was a bacon.
There was bacon on it too.
It was a bacon, lettuce, and peach sandwich instead of a BLT, a bacon, lettuce, and peach. Right? I'm not going home making lettuce and peach. That sounds really wet. It sounds very wet.
$4.25.
Look, you eat like a bird, but man, any ridiculous concoction over the years, dude, I've tried them all. Even when regulars called in, I remember a few St. Patty's Day back, Wilhelmina called in with one of her preferred St. Patty's Day shots. It had like corned beef and Jameson and all sorts of crazy things in it. I 100% did that. Tried it out. It was delicious.
Remember when we were doing those suggested corned beef and Jameson shots?
I actually don't recall.
Oh, you don't?
that.
Yeah, you know why? Because you got knocked the F out
Oh.
by those signature Jameson and
I
corned
got
beef shots.
beefed out.
But you got to get the AC cookbook going, man. You got to get the AC recipe catcher or whatever going. I don't know. I usually think out my calls before I call, but I was excited to give you guys a call. Love y'all later. Bye.
All right. There's
Thanks,
Corey down in
Corey.
Tarpon Springs, Florida. Thank you. I wonder where "eat like a bird" came from, because birds eat a lot.
Right.
And so I
It's just that they're
assume,
little.
is that what it is? Because they're little?
Just because they're little a lot
'Cause
of times. But yeah,
birds, relative to their size,
that's all
eat
they
a
do
lot.
is eat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it takes a ton of energy to fly.
I got a couple of emails from people who work in local restaurants who said, hey, bit of a slow day today, so I tried the bacon, lettuce, and peach sandwich. 2 thumbs up.
Yeah.
If they had more thumbs, they would have. Now, here's the question I also get from
No
people.
one said it wouldn't be good. Everybody.
A lot of people said I was a
No.
psycho.
Well,
No.
we're
Yes.
saying that for different reasons. The problem a lot of people had was you passing it off
Like it's a thing.
like it's a thing, like
that's funny.
a BLP. Right.
That's funny.
I get the joke.
I don't know that you do.
I
Because
understand
you
that
guys
joke.
called me out.
Well, because
It began
But
in
until-
my own house.
until you
Don't say
let
that
us
unless
know
you're gonna
about
invite
the
us over.
peach, we don't know what the P stood for.
What did you think it stood for?
Penis.
A bacon, lettuce, and penis sandwich.
Oh, man.
Mhm.
It could have been anything.
Peanut butter.
Peas.
Yeah.
Bacon, lettuce, and now bacon and peanut butter would be teats.
It's not as good as you think it is.
I've had it.
I've done it. I didn't like it that much.
All right.
You don't love peanut butter though.
I really don't. I like peanut butter with
Love peanuts.
apples.
There wasn't so much fat in peanuts.
I don't like peanut. Like I don't really like nuts that much.
I had a stupid thought the other day when I was trying to get healthy snacks. I'm like, I wonder, is there any like, because they have like almonds and stuff that are dusted with like wasabi or stuff like
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
I'm like, I wonder if they have any like peanut butter dusted nuts.
You mean like peanuts?
Yes.
Peanut butter dusted nuts. Yeah, that sounds really good.
No, yeah, I'm
Do
not
they
a
make any
huge,
kind of condiment out of nuts or cashew butter or anything like that?
not a huge peanut butter fan.
I
I like
love
it.
it.
My go-to if I'm gonna have peanut butter is usually on a rice cake or a piece of toast with green apple,
But you're going for creamy.
creamy.
Yeah, I love crunchy peanut butter.
You're another reason you're a psycho.
I like a
Really?
crunchy peanut butter too.
Yeah, I love
Ugh.
crunchy peanut butter.
I like to have both though. 'Cause sometimes it's like on a sandwich, I prefer crunchy, but if I'm dipping apples, I want it smooth.
See now, if I want a PB&J, I want chips on it, but I don't want crunchy peanut butter.
And here is the other question people are asking me. Hey, I really want to try the BLP, but are you using mayonnaise or Miracle Whip? And I say neither. You got to get yourself some hot honey. That's what's going to really give it the kick. Now,
Hot
on
honey
a
really came out of nowhere too.
did it?
I mean,
Yeah,
like
it's having a moment.
hot honey was not a thing. I feel like even 5 years ago.
Yo, you might be
2
right.
years
and
ago.
yeah,
But it's
and now,
delicious.
it's great, but it's like everybody got on the hot honey thing, but it wasn't like widely used.
Well,
until a
everything's
few years
nothing
ago.
until it shows up.
Right, but it's really had a big moment.
having a
Yeah.
moment.
Well, anyway, now on a regular BLT, I'm a Miracle Whip guy. I do not like mayonnaise.
I don't
My
like
wife
Miracle Whip.
loves mayo. I don't. I need the tangy zip. But on a BLP, you go into hot honey. Now, you don't want to muck it up with some kind of colloidal mixture with half egg, half bleh. No, thank you. Do you get canned peaches or fresh sliced? I sliced a fresh peach. That's me. You get them in the can, they're going to be in heavy syrup, right? You don't want that. And you get the wedges. What are you going to slice them for a sandwich? Just buy yourself a peach and slice it.
Okay, so are you putting just slices of peach on there, or are you
Mashing them up.
No. Slices of peach.
just slices of
now,
peach?
I think
and
you
you're
could,
not cooking them or
No,
anything?
I think you could absolutely make the case to maybe, pan sear 'em or something, but I'm not doing
You
that.
gotta caramelize them.
I'm
caramelized
not
would be
doing
really
that.
good.
I'm
Or-
just putting them on my sandwich.
And you're not dehydrating them, making them into fruit leather.
You know what you could do? Well,
Dehydrating them.
Hey,
I don't have a food dehydrator.
I don't know that. You don't
I
invite
just
me
told
over.
you.
Well,
I don't have
That's
one.
but I had to ask to find out.
That's true. Yes.
now I know there are days
You also
when
don't have a lazy river.
Not
There's-
yet.
There's days when you want a sandwich, right? You want to hold something. You want to eat a sandwich. But this actually sounds kind of good, like a bacon jam. If you were to take peaches, mash them up with the crumbled, your regular cooked bacon, crumble it up, put a hot honey drizzle, mix that all up, and eat it with crostinis.
I would encourage you
quarter of a bagel.
I would
Quarter of a
encourage you to follow your bliss and do exactly that.
Bacon jams are delicious. Big fan of a bacon jam.
But are you using like bacon bits, or are you cooking bacon
you would
and crumbling?
cook a bacon and
You
chop
cook
it up.
a bacon. Okay.
Yeah.
Cook a
All right.
bacon.
Cook a bacon.
Cook a bacon, chop it up.
Cook a bacon.
I'm just going based off of the ingredients that you're naming. I feel I would prefer it mushed up and then eaten with like either crackers or crostini or pretzels or something.
Alan, hot honey has been a thing in the South for 20 years. I know that, but we're living up here. And so it sounds weird if you mention it to people. It took a long time to get up north of the Mason-Dixon line. Why? You guessed it, racism. But there it is. So for the people with their constant, non-stop queries about my BLPs, there it is. Also, we were talking about those flash robs. That's what they're calling these groups of toughs that are knocking over luxury stores out in L.A. They're running around, I guess, robbing whoever is around, because I was reading about a couple of taco trucks that got knocked over, and I'm like, boy, you really don't know how little some of those things make if you're robbing a taco truck.
Maybe they robbed it for the food. They weren't robbing it for the money.
Just running, yeah, but
What
then
do you mean? Like they're in there stealing all the ingredients, and
Handfuls
they're
of
like,
ground beef.
and they're like, "Hey, that's nacho cheese."
Oh, God, please.
Bill
I wish
Squire
you
would
would
go
off
bananas
air.
in
Go off air.
Cincinnati.
Go off air. The transmitter disconnected. There's no transmitter.
You're just
connection.
mad you didn't think of it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by. We will return to our regularly scheduled program momentarily. Please stay tuned.
Because everybody's laughing so hard.
Yeah, that's it.
A half a dozen taco trucks in Hollywood, Echo Park, in downtown L.A.
Resume normal broadcasting shortly.
Yep. Were knocked over as they were closing up around 10 o'clock at night. Just a concerted effort on the part of these people to roll up, rob the taco truck, and then go to another one. A string of robberies. They describe them as men in their mid-20s wearing dark clothing.
We'll find them.
Let's put out an APB on, do you have a description? Yes, I do. A fax comes out and it looks like Kevin Spacey. But boy, who knows? Maybe Hollywood taco trucks are really just, man, it's just a rolling ATM. But I would think that for the most part, you ain't going to get rich knocking over any kind of rolling restaurant.
Mary, what did they steal?
What?
What did they take?
Nacho cheese.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are experiencing.
Hey, that cheese is
technical
mine.
difficulties. Please stand by.
What does that make it?
Nachos.
Nacho cheese. Right.
Have you guys heard of nacho parenting? This isn't a joke.
No.
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 Is this where you dip chips into your kid's eye?
Yeah, and you scoop it out and make jelly.
Nope.
No.
Ew.
There's like a whole. Okay.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Nothing. There are step parent forums
Yeah.
that I'll check out from time
Forums.
to time. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a whole sector of people who do what is called nacho parenting, where they don't take any responsibility or basically have any role in any lives of the kids unless they birthed them. And so, like, they'll marry someone with kids, but it's called nacho parenting because it's like, that's not my kid. I'm not touching it. I'm not paying for anything. I'm not cooking it a meal. And people, like, do this. I thought it was crazy. I just found out about it.
Who would marry another person with that mindset? I mean,
Well-
I thought that the point of
Are
people
these like
enjoy
older kids?
No,
blended
these are
families.
anything, any
Yeah.
age. It's like
I mean,
a whole,
listen, I've heard of this through YouTube comments. on jokes I've
Where
posted.
they say nacho parenting?
They don't say nacho
Oh.
parenting, but they're like, "Oh, you're gonna raise another man's kids. I can't believe you do that."
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah,
"All
right.
But it's both men and
calm
women will
down."
do it.
Yeah.
That's like their agreement is like,
I mean, if it's their agreement, then
yeah.
I guess that's fine.
I thought it was wild, but I had never heard of that until like a week ago.
But why nacho parenting?
Nacho kids.
Because they're not nacho kids.
Right, but you wouldn't say nacho kids. You'd say not my kids.
Right, but it goes either way. It's like it's a whole term for the type of parenting.
They've really taken that nacho cheese joke and shoehorned it into.
I mean, that's at least what it's referred to online.
Because you wouldn't say nacho kid like
Nacho kids,
those
nacho
are-
problem.
those-
That's what they say.
nacho kid. Oh, I see. I
Yeah.
see. They nacho kids, nacho.
So you don't have to worry about it. You don't got to get
Nacho
involved.
That
parents.
just seems so callous to me.
I think
Like,
so,
it's
too, but-
really,
I mean, if it's your
Strange.
agreement and it's what you do,
yeah.
but yeah, that's like a whole sector of people.
Oh, congratulations to my younger brother today. Yesterday, he became a dad.
Oh.
I have my 10th niece and nephew.
Wow, you have 10 nieces and nephews.
Yeah. There's 13 nieces and nephews total between the 5 of us.
This is your younger brother?
Yeah, my younger brother Steve.
Used to live with you, or
Yeah.
you lived with him, or
he lived with
okay.
me, yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
All right, what'd they have?
A baby.
You don't know,
It's a
do
girl
you?
now.
Oh,
a
okay.
Girl,
All right.
little cute little baby girl, 6 pounds on the dot.
Oh, no
Yeah.
ounces.
No ounces. No ounces. Only pounds.
6 pounds, no
Yeah.
ounces.
Nacho parenting is how some blended families keep the peace.
Yeah.
Fans say it has saved marriages. Huh.
But see, then it's like, okay, so then it's a marriage, not a family. Right?
Well, it's like you're dating still. Listen, a marriage and date. Listen, it's whatever the two people
Whatever
make it.
makes it work. I was just kind of because I felt like the same way you did, where it's like, why even date a person with a kid if you want absolutely nothing to do with it? But some people keep it completely separate. They're like, we've been married for 15 years, and he goes and sees his kid by himself, or I leave for the weekend, or whatever it is. And
An article from last summer on the Today Show's website. Lori and David Sims were on the verge of divorce. They knew blended families would be difficult. They were not prepared for how hard it would be. I was sick with stress, she said, having her stepchildren. I was one phone call away from divorce, and then their pastor uttered one sentence that would change the course of her life. He said, Lori, they're not your kids. And Nacho Kids was born.
there you go.
Your stepchildren already have parents. They don't need more. Your spouse's children are simply not your responsibility, according to the philosophy. Well, yeah, you've both got to be on board, too. I mean, there are people who get married to someone because they basically need someone to watch their kids. They need help,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
So that's a
single
thing,
parents
too.
who have 5 kids, and they're like,
Yeah.
somebody please step up and help me here.
Right. Like, well, didn't tell you to have 5 kids.
Or I've seen it on the post that I've seen it. And again, this is Reddit, so who knows? But it's usually people who each have their own kids and then like Brady Bunch it. So like if
Right.
you're coming in with 2 and you're marrying a guy who has 3, instead of worrying about all 5, you just focus on yours and he focuses on his.
But this woman's posts are so thirsty. There's like 50 hashtags.
Yeah.
Enough already.
She just wants people to pay attention.
Nacho Kids method. Hashtag nachoing. Hashtag Nacho Kids
It's
podcast.
a whole thing.
Of course, podcast. Hashtag blended families. Hashtag blended. Hashtag stepdad. Hashtag Jesus Christ. Hashtag bonus mom. How you bonus mom if you're not momming the stepkids?
Right, that's a weird one.
Yes. And that's how you know that it's all nonsense. It's all about the hashtags. I'm a bonus mom. No, you're not. You literally just talked about how you wanted nothing to do.
Right.
You are not a bonus mom.
Oh, I said nacho kids, but call me
Nacho
mom.
Kids, but hashtag bonus mom. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's weird.
It's weird.
Weird.
I thought so.
Listen, it took my older kids a long time. Gwen and I were together a long time before there was kind of any thawing on their part. Because
And-
their
but
mom and
that's-
I split when they were little. My son
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
4, my daughter was 7 months old. You know what I mean? So it's like,
And also,
it's a
they
tough
didn't
time. man.
live with Gwen full time.
Correct.
It would only
or
be
even half
in-
the time.
yeah.
They were in a different state.
They'd come to visit. Yeah.
Mhm.
I was always in a different state. So, yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, it's like whatever makes your situation work.
Yep.
It just like Bill said, it just felt like calloused or like
Well,
Well, and
it's not for
also,
everybody.
I've never been in the blended family situation either. And for me, too, even you were in a different situation than I was because I came into a family and there wasn't another father figure.
yeah.
So it was
they
like
didn't
I was
have
stepping
contact
into that.
with their
yeah.
dad at all.
Yeah. So that's very different than when the kids are going back and forth and things like that. That's a whole another level that can be a little bit tricky at times.
Mm-hmm.
But the point is, Mary and I are heroes.
I mean, that's what I call you.
Yeah.
When
Thank
people
you.
ask me, hey, what are they really like? I go, they're heroes.
Honestly.
Heroes.
Selfless,
Mm-hmm.
Heroes.
completely just giving of our time and efforts and love,
That's right.
money,
Yep.
all of it.
All of it.
Too generous for our own good, probably.
Too reliable, quite
Reliable.
frankly,
Ooh,
to coin a phrase. Yeah. And listen, you can't, oh, I'm sorry. I've got to go to a break here. You can't put a price on that, can you? Hey, you want to send a text? Something not cheese related? 35192. We'll be back.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS.
And everywhere you